Hey, it's just Dan and welcome back. Alright, I'm gonna try to make this video pretty quick, especially since I'm feeling a little bit sick and I really can't talk a lot, and honestly I don't have a script. But basically we'll be talking about the cards that I went ahead and picked up in the month of February of 2025. Right? You guys gotta know that I'm picking up these cards in a budget as I'm collecting the Pokédex. So I'm trying to collect the full Pokédex. And it's a lot of fun, honestly. Kind of like challenging myself by giving myself a sit limit and a budget throughout the whole entire month. Um, so for the month of February, I was able to pick up 8 cards. And honestly, some of them were really good. I mean, I like every single one of them because that's the cards that I'm getting to for the Pokédex. Um, but it's also in an interesting kind of talking about the value of this, because a lot of these cards were being hyped during that month, right? If you're following like the Pokemarket scene or just the Pokemon market for cards, it's crazy. So a lot of these cards were being pumped during that time, and honestly, going into March, mid-March, it's an interesting result. So we'll go ahead and start talking about it with the first card being Baxcalibur. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I went ahead and picked up this card because of the hype. As soon as I started seeing it, I went ahead and picked it up in the Japanese PSA 10. And I ended up picking it up for $30, before it really started popping off. And I understand that in the English market, it's being manipulated like crazy. It hit all-time highs and then it came coming down. But for the PSA Japanese market, I picked it up for 30, and right now the card is valued at 91. So overall, that is a fantastic like return, right? If you're looking to flip, buy cards and sell. So honestly, I thought it was a great card. Pickup value wise, uh, whenever I got it and started looking at it closely, it has a lot of colors, but it's very busy. I even showed it to my wife whenever I got it. She liked it because of the colors. It was a very colorful card, but it's very, very busy. So I can say honestly, this is an acquired taste. Is it my acquired taste? No, not really. It's good, but it's not my taste. And I'm being honest, right? I'm not gonna be a sheep and saying this card is amazing just because of the artist, right? And all the hype that I was receiving. Overall, pretty good card, but not my favorite out of the month. It's not my favorite pickup of the month, right? So for the second card that we'll go ahead and talk about will be Latios. So I went ahead and picked up Latios also in the month of February. For that card, I ended up paying $32, and I actually got two. One for my son's collections to fill his Pokédex up, and one for myself to eventually sell down the road. And the reason why I say that is because this card up close is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely by far one of my top 3 cards that I picked up in the month of February. Great colors, great designs. But yeah, let's look at the graded market, right? So I picked it up for $32. Right now it's going for 60. And it seems like in the month of March, it really popped off. Will it stay like that? I don't think so. But we'll see. You don't know. We don't really know what's going to be happening with this new illustration and rare market that's going on. But overall, I can honestly say that Latios is a beautiful card. So going into card number 3, Poliwhirl from the Japanese 151. So in the month of January, I went hard on 151. And in February, I felt like I needed to pick up Poliwhirl because this is by far one of my favorite arts. And if you talk to a lot of collectors, same thing. Poliwhirl is a fan favorite. It is a beautiful card. Even to the people who don't collect it, and whenever they see it, they love the blues. Honestly, I don't know what Pokemon does with the blues, but every single card that has blues, they nail it out of the park. So let's talk about how much we got it for. So we paid we paid $30 for this card, and right now it's going for 47. Overall, I'm so sorry. Let me just sponsored by Alani. I'm just kidding. But overall, this card or 151 has seen pretty steady growth, even though there's still a whole bunch of 151 product out in the wild. But honestly, I think that's what makes 151 so good. It's Generation 1. They're known Pokemon. And I never thought I would really want to pick up a Poliwhirl card until I saw this one. Honestly, this one's also in my top. But I'm not going to lie. The month of February, I picked up a lot of amazing bangers. Like, just great cards, I think. And if Bax Caliber, the one that I appreciated the most, is not even in my top 5, that really says a lot about the art, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys got to collect what you guys like. And Poliwhirl, it's a must add. It's definitely a must add. For card number 4, we'll go ahead and talk about Ninetales. So the thing about Ninetales, whenever I picked it up, I couldn't find a cheap PSA 10 for the life of me. So I ended up picking a PSA 9, and the PSA 9 goes for around $45, and that's a shame, right? Because it's amazing. I ended up paying $25, and right now that Ninetales is going for $44. So overall, pretty good growth. Ninetales did receive like a lot of hype during the month of February, like late January to early February. But overall, in the Japanese market, it hasn't crashed. I'm really hoping that later down the road, I can actually get a 10 version of this card for my son, and I can keep the 9. Or maybe the other way around. I don't know. I don't understand what maybe my son needs to get all the cool stuff, right? I mean, he's not even here yet, but like Ninetales is a fan favorite. It's one of my favorite fire Pokemon. But the thing is, whenever I was playing these games, I always had to choose between Ninetales and Arcanine. And Arcanine is my all-time favorite. So Ninetales always lost, right? But this card, it's good. I like this card. I like this card a lot. So $44 now for a PSA 9. That's actually pretty crazy, thinking that like PSA 9s don't have that much value. But honestly, this is one of those cards that I might actually crack open and resend it for grading, but not under for PSA, maybe under tag. So that's card number 4. Let's go into card number 5. Card number 5, we'll go ahead and talk about the next one, Cerulege. So honestly, this is also a sweet ass card. I really like Cerulege. Whenever I went ahead and picked up Cerulege in February, I got this one for $29. Right now it's going for $36. Overall, the color scheme, the art on this one is unique. A lot of beautiful colors. It looks amazing in person. I feel like the only thing that's really keeping this card down is Cerulege EX from the other set, which is the newest one, Terrestrial Festival. I think that's the only thing that's keeping it down, because outside from that, this Cerulege is really good. Very simple, beautiful colors. I do think that later on this Pokemon has a potential of being like a fan favorite and maybe carrying their own set, right, as being a chase card. But right now it's too much of a brand new Pokemon, right? But I can see this one being like the newest generation's Charizard. Like Charizard is for my generation, that like the millennials. I can see this one being whatever generation we're in right now. This being their Charizard. But yeah, I mean, $36 right now. I picked it up for $29. As you guys can see, it's been fluctuating. It did hit an all-time high of $40, and it's probably whenever it's being like pumped up and like being hyped up. It did go down, but overall right now, good base. Honestly, I can't hate it. I really do like this card. So the next card went with another 151 Pokemon, and I went with Magneton. So went ahead and picked up Magneton in February for a total of $30. Right now it's going for $34. I believe this is a promo card in the English market, but in the Japanese market it's not, right? So it makes it so much easier to pull it, get a good grade. I mean, there are 7,000 of these cards in a PSA 10 going for $34. And overall, if you guys really look at the card, it's stunning. Great colors. It's a simple design for a Pokemon, but they really show it, I guess, its element being a steel type and electric, mostly electric. It's a beautiful card. So honestly, I really don't regret picking up this Magneton for my son's Pokédex. Now, I got two cards. One of them, I'm not a huge fan favorite of that one, but it had to be added just for the sake of the Pokédex, because I honestly don't know how many more of these cards will be coming out. Right? Illustration rares, full arts, not sure, right? But the card that I'm talking about is Execute. I can be completely honest with you. It's a decent card. It just doesn't do it for me. I mean, it's a simple design. It's a goofy design whenever you really think about that. You have five eggs grouped together to make one Pokemon, right? But as you guys can see, I went ahead and picked up this card for $25, and right now it's going for $34. There's total, right now in PSA, there's a total of 560 copies, so it's not like it's being graded a lot, but overall, it was a card that I wanted to add at the Pokédex, so, you know, knock it out now while the card was still cheap. I mean, honestly, I think it would hurt me a lot more having to pick up this card over $40, or maybe having to randomly pull it and then get it graded. So honestly, sometimes it's just better to bite the bullet in the very beginning. But good Pokédex entry, but I'm not gonna hype it up. I can't do that. I can't hype something that I don't believe in. Now for the last and final card, oh no, I got two more cards. Sorry. And two of the last two cards are some of my favorites. Card number 7, we got Scizor. So for Scizor, we went ahead and picked up this card at $30, and right now it's going for $33. Honestly, it's amazing. I don't think this does it justice, but whenever you get it, the red sky, Scizor being already like a red Pokemon, it just does so much. The art on it is amazing. And Scizor has always been like a fan favorite from its debut, right? So honestly, I don't regret picking up this card. As you guys can see, it has had steady growth, and then all of a sudden after March, it did drop down to $33, but from 40 to 33 is not a huge drop, but something tells me just from the amount of submissions that was kind of being pumped into getting graded from all the hype that I was receiving. Now, for my favorite card that I picked up for the month of February, honestly, I love this card a lot. I really do. And that's going to be Skarmory from Paradise Dragona. And a PSA 10, I went ahead and picked this one for $28. And as of right now, it's going for, what did it say right there? 30. So, not a crazy growth, but I'm telling you, this card is beautiful. Like, once you hold it and you see it, like seeing the reflection of Skarmory's metal body and the vans, the steel vans that he's standing on to the sky, it's just insane. This one is one of my favorite cards. Like, I just love this one. And it just reminds me of the first time that I saw Skarmory in the video games, because I played Crystal. Crystal was the first Game Boy game that I played, like, that my mother bought me, and I love that game. And then it was such a shame that you got this Pokemon so late, but overall, it's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, honestly, those were the 8 cards that I went ahead and picked up in the month of February. So we got Baxcalibur, Poliwhirl, Latios, Ninetales, Cerulege, Magneton, Executor, Skarmory, and obviously I guess I must have done my math wrong somewhere, because I guess I picked up 9 and not 8, so I apologize for that. I think there must have been a card that I must have added, so I apologize for that. I'm not thinking straight because I'm still like a little sick, right? But my top 3 from these cards, from the cards that I picked up, definitely Polyworld, right? Polyworld probably has to be in my number 3. My number 2 has to be, I think, Ninetales. And number 1 is Skarmory. Absolutely. So, I mean, and I'm doing this right now because I do have some of the cards that I picked up for the month of March, but I got more coming in. I don't know how many cards I'm going to get in the month of March because it all depends on the budget that I give myself and how many times I stop going to the gas station for snacks at work. But overall, right now, I already have 3 in the way and I already have 3 here. So I think we're going to meet our bare minimum of 8 cards in a quota. So thank you for guys watching this video. If you guys, if you just, I guess like just drop a comment on what card you think is absolutely like one of the top tier cards, like art wise, right? Because it's not about the value. You know, I don't think collecting cards should always be about the value, even though people put so much emphasis on the hype cards or like on the chase cards. Sometimes you just gotta go after the cards that you really like, right? For like the month of March, you guys are gonna be surprised because honestly, some of the cards are goofy, but my wife loves them because they have like the Q factor. And honestly, I think they're pretty dope ass cards too, but they don't have crazy value and you pretty much can pick them up for cheap. But you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you guys and whatever you guys want to do. So yeah, thank you for guys watching. Drop a comment, let me know which one was your favorite card that I picked up this month. If you guys picked up any cards yourselves, let me know. You know, right now the most expensive card that we picked up was around $32, and that was Latias. So $32 for a PSA 10 card, it's not bad. And whenever you're just doing it for a collection, I think Japanese is the best way to go. But thank you. Remember, either take it easy or take it hard. And it's just, hey, it's just Dan. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Laters, baby.